morning student. Today we will discuss about the internal respiration. Third step. Internal respiration. The main two components of blood, the main two components of blood which involved in the transport of respiratory gases, O2 and CO2 are the RBCs and plasma. In internal respiration, there are two main components of blood which involved in the transport of respiratory gases O2 and CO2 are the RBCs and plasma. RBCs and plasma are two main components of blood. Then first step is the transport of oxygen. First step is the transport of oxygen. First step of internal respiration is the transport of oxygen. In this step, only 3% of oxygen, only 3% of oxygen is dissolved. Only 3% of oxygen is dissolved state by the plasma. Dissolved state by plasma. Only 3% of oxygen which transport in plasma. Transport of oxygen in this state, the 3% of oxygen which is transported and which dissolved state by plasma. Then the remaining 97% and remaining 97% of oxygen, remaining 97% of oxygen to hemoglobin, bound to hemoglobin, remaining 97% of oxygen which bound hemoglobin, which bound hemoglobin present in the RBCs, present in the RBCs. Transport of oxygen, when oxygen transported in plasma, only 3% of oxygen is dissolved state by plasma. When oxygen, when transported through a second component of blood, that is the RBC, the remaining 97% of oxygen which bound hemoglobin which is present in the RBCs. Hemoglobin which act as or which function as hemoglobin which act as or which function as respiratory carrier. Respiratory carrier, or which is also called as hemoglobin, which is also called as the respiratory pigment. It has high affinity. Hemoglobin which has high affinity, which has high affinity to combine and which has high affinity towards the oxygen and to combine with O2 and form oxyhemoglobin. The hemoglobin which has high affinity for O2, high affinity for O2. Hemoglobin combines O2 and form a oxyhemoglobin. Then theoretically the molecule of hemoglobin has 4 Fe++ molecules which pick up of molecules. Theoretically, the molecule of hemoglobin has 4 Fe++ molecule, each molecule which pick up of molecules of oxygen, which pick up the molecule of oxygen, that is the Hb plus 4O2 gives Hb 4O2, that is gives Hb in bracket 4O2. Then the oxyhemoglobin is transported from lungs. The oxyhemoglobin transported from lungs the tissue cells. To the tissue cells. The oxyhemoglobin, which is transported from lungs to the tissue cells, where it is radially dissociated to release, which is radially dissociated. Radially dissociated to release O2. To release O2. That is the HB. Bracket, in bracket 4O2 gives HB plus 4O2. The degree of saturation of HB with O2. Saturation of HB with O2. The degree of saturation of HB with O2 depends upon the, depends upon the O2 tension. O2 tension means the partial pressure of O2. The degree of saturation of HB with O2 depends upon the O2 tension, that is the partial pressure of O2. Then next point is the oxygen dissociation curve. Next point is the oxygen dissociation curve. In this oxygen dissociation curve, the relationship between oxyhemoglobin HbO2, relationship between oxyhemoglobin saturation and oxygen tension. The relationship between the oxyhemoglobin and oxygen tension, that is the partial pressure of oxygen, is called as oxygen dissociation curve. Oxygen dissociation curve. What is the oxygen dissociation curve? The relationship between oxyhemoglobin saturation and oxygen tension is called as the oxygen dissociation curve. In this oxygen hemoglobin dissociation curve, in this hemoglobin oxygen dissociation curve is a sigmoid curve. Is a sigmoid curve. The hemoglobin oxygen dissociation curve is a sigmoid curve. Then, or oxygen hemoglobin dissociation curve, that is the HbO2 dissociation. Curve is a sigmoid curve. Oxygen hemoglobin dissociation curve is a sigmoid curve. The next is the Bohr effect. Second point is the Bohr effect. In Bohr effect, it is also called as the Bohr effect. In this Bohr effect, it is the shift of oxyhemoglobin dissociation. In Bohr effects, it is the shift of oxyhemoglobin dissociation. Shift of oxyhemoglobin dissociation curve due to oxyhemoglobin dissociation curve. Shift of oxyhemoglobin dissociation curve due to the change in partial pressure due to the change in the partial pressure of CO2 in the blood. The oxygen dissociation curve. What is oxygen dissociation curve? The relationship between oxyhemoglobin saturation and oxygen tension is called as the oxygen dissociation curve. In this oxygen hemoglobin dissociation curve is a sigmoid curve. In this Bohr effect, next point is the Bohr effect. In Bohr effect, it is the shift of oxyhemoglobin dissociation curve. Bohr effect, it is the shift of oxyhemoglobin dissociation curve in partial pressure of CO2 in the blood. The Bohr effect of curve we show in the graph. The change in partial pressure of CO2 in blood, which is shown in this graph. In this graph, Bohr effect curve. Bohr effect curve. In this graph, on the x-axis we plot. On x-axis we plot oxygen and partial pressure of O2 in mmHg. X-axis. On y-axis we plot the Hb hemoglobin percentage of O2 dissociation, O2 saturation, Hb percent of O2 saturation. Hb percent of O2 saturation. In this it shows a sigmoid curve. In body tissue, O2 partial pressure is lower, and in lungs and alveolus, partial pressure of O2 is high. Then low CO2 partial pressure shows high pH. Then normal CO2 shows normal pH. And third, high CO2 shows a low pH. The graph shows oxyhemoglobin dissociation curve. Then next is the Haldane effect. Oxyhemoglobin function as a acid. Oxyhemoglobin function as a acid. Function as a acid. It decreases pH of blood. It decreases pH of blood. Oxyhemoglobin, which function as a acid and which decreases the pH of blood due to increased number H plus ion, due to increase a number of H plus ions, which decreases the pH of blood due to the increase the number of H plus ions. Hence HCO3 changes into HCO3 changes into H2O and CO2. The oxyhemoglobin, which function as a acid, due to this function, which decreases pH of blood, and the pH of blood which decrease due to the increase a number of H plus ions. Hence HCO3, which changes into the H2O and CO2. In alveoli, PbO2 means the partial pressure of oxygen is high or higher. In alveoli, the oxygen tension means the partial pressure of oxygen is high and PbCO2 means the partial pressure of CO2. PbCO2 means partial pressure of CO2 is lower. In alveoli, the oxygen partial pressure is higher or high, and in alveoli, the partial pressure of CO2 is low. Hence, the oxygen combines with the hemoglobin. Hence, the oxygen combines with hemoglobin. And form a oxyhemoglobin. And form a oxyhemoglobin. Then, but in tissues, the PPO2 means the partial pressure in tissues. In tissues, the PPO2 means the partial pressure of oxygen is lower. And PpCO2 means the partial pressure of CO2 is higher. We see in alveoli, partial pressure of oxygen is high, partial pressure of carbon dioxide is lower in alveoli. Hence, the oxygen combines with hemoglobin and form a oxyhemoglobin. But in tissues, partial pressure of O2 is lower and the partial pressure of carbon dioxide is higher. Hence, the hemoglobin does not hold. Hence, the hemoglobin does not hold much O2 due to this condition. In tissues, the partial pressure of O2 is lower and partial pressure of CO2 is higher. Due to this condition, the hemoglobin, which does not hold much O2, then it releases O2 for diffusion into the tissues. Then it releases O2 for diffusion into the tissue cells. The next point is the transport of CO2. Next point is the transport of CO2. Carbon dioxide is radially soluble in water and transported by RBCs and plasma. CO2 is radially soluble in water and are transported by RBCs and plasma. CO2 is radially soluble in water and is transported by RBCs and plasma in 3 different steps. three different steps. First step is the plasma in solution form. In plasma in solution form. First step is the solution form in plasma. Only 7% of carbon dioxide. Only 7%. Only 7% of CO2 is transported. In this step, only 7% of CO2 is transported in a dissolved form as a carbonic acid. In dissolved form, as a carbonic acid. Then second step is the bicarbonate ions. Bicarbonate ions. Second step is the bicarbonate ions. Nearly 70%. Nearly 70% carbon dioxide is transported or which is released by the tissue. Nearly 70% of CO2 which is released by the tissue cells diffuses in the tissue cells diffuses into plasma and then into the RBCs. In plasma and then RBCs. First step is the solution form. Only 7% CO2 is transported in dissolved form as a carbonic acid. Then second, bicarbonate ions. Nearly 70% CO2 which is released by tissue cells diffuses in plasma and then RBCs. And third step is the red blood cells. By red blood cells. Third step is the by red blood cells. In this step, carbon dioxide bind with amino group of hemoglobin. Bind with amino group of hemoglobin. Bind with amino group of hemoglobin and this form a loosely bound compound and form a loosely bound compound called as carboaminohemoglobin. A. Carbaminohemoglobin. Then what is Hamburg's phenomenon? Next point is the Hamburg's phenomenon, or which is also called as the chloride shift, which is also called as the chloride shifts. In this Hamburg's phenomena, to maintain the ionic balance, to maintain the ionic balance in the Hamburg's phenomenon or chloride shift, to maintain the ionic balance between plasma and RBCs, between plasma and RBCs. In this, the chloride ions diffuses into the RBCs. Chloride ions diffuses into the RBCs. Into the RBCs. This movement is called as the chloride ions shifting, or which is called as the Hamburg's phenomenon. In this phenomenon, to maintain the ionic balance between plasma and RBCs, chloride ions diffuses in the RBCs. This movement of chloride ions diffusion into the RBCs, this movement of chloride ions is called as the chloride shifting or the Hamburg phenomenon. Next, thank you. Point is the cellular respiration. Cellular respiration is the last stage. It is the last step which taking inside the cell, taking inside the cell. Cellular respiration is the last step taking inside the cell where food is oxidized. In the cell, food is oxidized and energy released or formed in the form of ATP molecules. So in the cellular respiration, this state of respiration which taking inside the cell, in this state food is oxidized and energy which is released or formed in the ATP molecules, or food is oxidized and generates ATP molecules. It can be shown by two steps. It can be shown by two steps. It can be shown by two steps. first step is the oxidation. First step is the oxidation and second is the phosphorylation. In this first step, breakdown of complex organic molecules. In this process, breakdown of compound organic molecules. In the oxidation process, breakdown of a compound organic molecules or complex organic molecules into a simple organic molecules, into a simple inorganic molecules. In the first step of cellular respiration, that is in the oxidation, breakdown of complex or compound organic molecules into a simple organic molecules with released a heat energy. With released a heat energy. This heat energy is calculated in kilocalorie. In this C6H12O6 plus 6O2 molecules gives 6CO2 plus 6H2O plus 686 kilocalorie will be released. In this glucose molecule in the presence of oxygen form a 6CO2 plus 6H2O and 686 kilocalorie will be released in this step. Then second step is the phosphorylation. Second step is the phosphorylation. In this step, which step is involving in the trapping of heat energy. Phosphorylation steps involved in trapping heat energy. Involved in trapping heat energy in the form of high energy bond. In form of high energy bond. The high energy bond, that is in the form of ATP molecules. In the ATP molecules. ATP molecules is the high energy bond. ATP is used to carry out vital life processes. ATP is used in the carrying out a vital life processes of the organisms. This is cell. Due to the carry out a vital life processes so that ATP molecules, which is called as the energy currency of cells, that is the ADP plus IP plus 7.3 kilocalorie gives ATP. In the phosphorylation, the high energy bond in ATP is formed due to the trapping of heat energy in high energy bond. Thank you.